What's up, guys? Mookie here with the homie Paul. Man, I've gotten a lot of comments asking for a stretching video. So we're going to do two different parts and we're going to do different variations of each stretch. Today we're going to be focusing on lower body mostly. Paul, do you want to tell them like what we're going to be covering, the parts of the lower body that we're going to be focusing on today?
Yeah, so we'll work on the hip flexors, the quad, the hamstrings, the calf, and pretty much just everything lower body. And then we're going to show you guys behind us is something called the true stretch. So I use this every day in the clinic. Some gyms have this, but no one really knows what it's used for. So we'll show you how to use this at home when you're at the gym. But we're also going to show you how to do things in the door frame with the chair, with towels, staircase, etc.
Yep. So all these stretches that we're going to be showing you today, Paul has shown me and I've incorporated into my entire routine from the beginning. So like he had said, the stuff that we do in the true stretch, he shows me variations to do at home. So we're going to start with the true stretch and we're going to get it going there, guys. Alright guys, so we're going to start off with the calf stretch. I'm going to have Paul walk you guys through everything that we do. So Paul, you can take over and tell me what to do.
So in the clinic, we're going to use something called the wedge here. So I'll show you a pretty simple piece of equipment here. Putting it right in the front. Mookie's going to go ahead and step one foot on there. We're using his right foot to start. His left foot's going to go into the cage. This right foot, you can have a little bit pointed inward, very slightly. A little bit inward this way. Good. And then the heel stays down on the floor. The knee stays extended, so straight as much as possible. This should be felt pretty much all the way through this calf muscle. If we only go forward, we're only going to feel it in one spot every single time. So what we're going to do is move our left foot in the cage, left, straight, and right, in order to get a different stretch in different parts of the calf muscle. Okay, so right now Mookie's going to go ahead to the first one, which is to the left. Hold there for about 3 to 5 seconds. The back leg stays straight. The front foot can have a little bit of bend, and he should feel this all the way through his calf muscle here. Hold about 3 to 5 seconds. Come back out of it. Step to the front. Same thing there. Bending the front leg. Back leg stays straight. Heels on the floor. The moment you feel this heel come off the ground, that's when you've gone too far. Okay. Good. Just going forward. Hold again, 3 to 5 seconds, coming back out of it, and then all the way across as far as you feel comfortable. I'm doing that. Good. 3 to 5 seconds there. Good. And then we'll have you go one more round at each spot. Okay, Mookie?
Oh, that's my favorite stretch, guys. And I know a lot of bigger guys deal with a lot of calf tightness like I do. So that's been a big focus from the beginning. So that's something I really wanted to get information to you guys because like Paul was saying, he has me hit the 3 different parts of the calf, and we're going to show you how to do this, not in the true stretch as well.
Yeah, and the biggest thing with the calf stretch is it's pretty much working on your dorsiflexion, so all of you who squat, do anything lower body, it'll really help release tension from the rest of your body, all right? All right, so here's 2 variations you can do from home or pretty much anywhere that has a towel, a door frame, or a wall. So first one, I got a couple of small towels from my clinic. I'm going to roll it up like this, change it based off of how high you want that wedge. Get a rubber band just to keep it there, add a little tension. So I have this wedge right here. I'm gonna put it right in front of Mookie. He's gonna have the wall just for support. Same thing, 3 positions to the left, good. And then to the middle, and then all the way across to the right. Same concepts apply here. Let's just say you don't have a stair or you wanna go through a door frame, that's fine. I'm going to move the step away, and he'll do it again without the step, just going to the floor. It's a little bit different than doing on a staircase or like with a step, but you'll still get that.
I feel like it's a deeper stretch.
It's definitely a deeper stretch. Yeah, exactly, because you're not able to stop it here anymore. You have to go all the way into it. So if you don't have a stair or a step to go onto, you might want to lower the amount of tension on the back wedge area. You can use a beach towel. You can use a dumbbell. You can pretty much use whatever you want. Just prop that foot up. Very simple, very easy.
Alright guys, so we finished the calf series and now we're moving on to the hamstring. Alright, we have the true stretch, so we're going to start off with this. I'm going to have Paul explain to you what I do in here, and then we're also again going to show you the different variations just like we did with the calf.
Perfect. So we're going to have Mookie hop in the true stretch first. right foot's gonna come up. So in this position, I'm gonna show you two variations of the same type of stretch, but it's gonna hit different parts of the hamstring. And with this one, we're gonna also go 3 different ways, okay? So the first way is gonna be to the left, knee's gonna be straight, and he's just gonna bend forward, and you'll feel that in the back of this leg here. Hold about 3 to 5 seconds, come back out of it, and then we're gonna try the other position after that. Good, and we'll go straight to the center, getting another part of the hamstring. If your hamstrings are super tight in one area, you'll most likely feel all 3 locations in the same spot. But if you have pretty decent length on the hamstrings, you'll probably feel the tension start to move from the inner to the outer and the middle area of the hamstring. So go ahead, yeah. And the last one here, all the way across the leg. I usually do this one last because you'll feel a ton of tension through this outer part of your hamstring.
Oh, yeah.
Typically we don't stretch that side. Even when we foam roll, it's hard to get. So good. So the next one Mookie's gonna do is knee's gonna be bent. So slightly different stretch, and we'll kind of go over both of them in a second. So right foot up again. And this time we're gonna do the other way where your knee's gonna be bent first. Yep, we'll start from the left side, both hands here. And then, perfect. And then from there, he's gonna bring his hips back, but his body's gonna stay forward. And this leg may or may not go straight. If it stays bent, that's okay. We want to just get slightly different stretch here, so we'll go ahead and bend again. Lean all the way as far as you can without hitting your head, and then slowly bring your hips back. So right when you feel it there, hold right there, hold right there. Good. So feel the stretch in the hamstring. You're not gonna necessarily be able to straighten this knee out all the way. If you are, either one, you're doing it wrong, or 2, you have really good hamstring length and you can do this stretch still, but you're not going to be trying to tug and increase your length here. Good. And the 2 differences between the first option where your leg is straight and you're bending from the hips versus this option, and Mookie probably felt the differences, but the first one where your leg is straight, you might get a little bit of that nerve tension, all right? So that's also a position we'll do to do some nerve glides. So you might get more of a tension of the nerve and the muscle at the same time. This other one, when your knee is bent slightly, it's less tension on the nerve and more strictly on the muscle. And Mookie, kind of explain what you felt, the differences between the 2.
Yeah, no, it's hard for me to actually like pinpoint the differences, but like, yeah, I definitely like for me to explain what the difference is difficult to put it in words, but I legit feel like in my hamstring, it working the way it's being pulled is different. Yeah. And the biggest thing that Paul has taught me that I think a lot of people don't know about is the way we're hitting the different directions. So he'll have me start on one side and move throughout it, and like that's a big emphasis on the way that he has all his patients stretch. So, man, I'm telling you, it makes a big difference in your mobility and just the way that you feel when you're working out and everything.
And then also, last thing too, when you're doing the hamstring stretch, try not to go through your low back too much, because all that's doing is showing that you can kind of roll your low back. We want to just hinge at the hips, all right? All right, guys, so I'm going to show you 2 variations for the hamstring stretch, one with the wall and a chair, and then one you can do pretty much anywhere. So earlier we showed you the straight leg and the bent. We're going to start with the bent leg first. So move my foot up here. And then we'll lean back. He's facing towards the wall, and he's bringing his hips back. So as you can see, it's not completely straight. There's still an angle. Same thing, 3 to 5 second holds. Come back up. Then turn your body facing me, and lean back that way again. And this can all be done through a door frame as well for more stability. Good, and then back up. And this last one, he's going to go across here. His body's just kind of bending over his leg, and you'll feel it on this outside of that hamstring. Good. And then back up. So that's the bent version with the chair and a wall. Again, these can be done through a door frame. So I'm going to move the chair because most places may have a chair, some may not. If you're at the gym, the straight leg version. So Mookie's going to go ahead, front leg is straight, back leg is bent, all right? And then reaching towards the center of our body first. Again, 3 to 5 second holds, and then coming back up. You don't have to necessarily have your foot completely straight, but that's just kind of a cue for yourself. And then towards your toes. Good. And then back up, and then try go right outside your foot. And if Mookie were to, let's say, bring his toes up, try that one. The same position. Yep. Let me know if you feel a different stretch or the same.
When I do this, I feel it much more in my calves.
In your calf, right? So if you want Keep your toes down. If you want to feel it all the way through that backside, you can lift your toes up, but you'll definitely get it more in your calf than the hamstring.
Now we're moving on to stretching the hip flexors. Paul's gonna lead us on this one as well. So,
all right, so we're jumping to the front of the hips. We're gonna bring that foot outside here. Mookie's gonna step into the cage again. First thing from here, left hand's gonna hold on. So you want to be stabilized with your hand holding onto a bar. Tuck this hip back. So it's called the posterior pelvic tilt there. All it's doing when you tilt it back from here is just opening up this hip more for a bigger stretch. And then with the right arm, he's gonna reach up to the sky. And slowly he's gonna reach in, good. And then just kind of get the whole anterior chain. So not just the hip flexor, you're getting the whole front of your body, your core, ab area, and then also just that hip down here. Good. And then the variation to this stretch, you can go ahead and lean to the side. So he's gonna go over his head and reach over to the side. That's gonna open up this whole right side of the body here. And that's gonna feel pretty good, right?
yeah.
Good.
Oh my God, that felt so good.
So the variations with the hands, where it goes, driving with the hips, rotating the hips back, all of that is going to help really pinpoint different areas on your body and help you stretch out. All right, so here's the variation that you can do at home for the hip flexor. Pretty much Mookie's going to bring his right leg up. The side that's up, I want that to be near the wall. So if you're doing your left side, flip the chair around and make sure your left foot is up when the one closer to the wall, okay? It's more for a safety and stability issue here. So right foot's up, yep, same thing, tilt the hip, lean forward, and then arm goes straight up to the sky. You should feel this all the way in that front side of the body here. Good, and again this way with the over to the head reach. Good, and that'll be all the way through. That's right there. You'll get a little bit of the TFL, the hip flexor, pretty much everything on that lateral side.
Last but not least, the area that's most difficult for me to stretch is my quad. I could never do that like quad stretch before. I can do it now, but when I was 450 pounds, I couldn't. So these are some things that Paul has had me do from the beginning. So I'm going to let him take over and guide us through the quad.
So I'll show you two variations of this. The first one, we use one of these RX pads here. Put it right over here. Mookie's going to go ahead and step inside the cage for me. One leg he's going to choose to put up is his left leg. He's going to hook it back. You can hook it further back if you want, right to there. Good. So 3 positions here as well. Right leg's going to go ahead and step to the side, right? And then we're going to tuck this pelvis, posterior pelvic tilt again, and then the right knee will bend forward while this side will get the stretch. So you feel this in the left quad, anywhere from that hip flexor all the way down towards the knee. And then with this, you can go ahead, hold 3 to 5 seconds, and then come back. Second position is right here, straight to the middle. You can also, with any of these, add the left arm with the left leg up to the sky, just like the hip flexor. Good.
Oh my God.
Opens up this whole side here.
I did legs yesterday, so.
And then the third position with this is going to be stepping across. This one might be tight or might be uncomfortable, so we can always skip this one if necessary and just focus on the first 2. But Mookie's going to go ahead and show you a little bit of this one. He's pretty tight here, so it'll be hard. Yep, good. He's looking pretty good though, so that's the first variation of this one. The second one, Mookie couldn't really do this the first time he came in. One, he was 450 pounds, he wasn't really mobile, but then he stretched a lot. Now he's slightly better on this one. Knee's gonna go to the floor here, and then Mookie will show you this variation right this way. So now this is the left leg down. Right leg will still go towards the right first. Pelvic tilt, posterior pelvic tilt, good. And then go ahead and lean forward. Same thing here. The left hand can come up if it's the left leg, stretching out this whole front side and the quad.
Yeah, this is definitely a much deeper stretch. I actually feel it come like all the way up a little higher, whereas the first variation that Paul was showing was hitting it like a little lower. When I open up on this one like this, it gets really high in my quad.
Go ahead and step to the front. Same thing here, yeah. Nice. Again, 3 to 5 seconds, and then go back. And the last one is step across.
This is tough.
This is the hardest one, yeah. Good.
Man, I really actually needed to do this stretching outside of this video because I'm super sore. And it's kind of been like one of my things that even when I was super overweight from the beginning, since when I was in wrestling, I've always stretched, so I've always been able to maintain some type of like mobility, you could say, but I was just never doing it properly, and that's like the biggest thing that Paul's taught me is how to properly stretch, man. It's like it really changes the way that you feel when you finish doing it, and like it feels like you get like a really bomb massage. Like that's the only way I could put it.
Yeah, and I know all the stretching will help your muscles work more efficiently, get you more range of motion, and hopefully get you more weight on the squat rack, the deadlifts, etc. So let's do it. All right, so we have a wall, a chair, and I got a pillow. So at home or wherever you're at, you don't need an Eric's pad. You can just use a pillow. It just helps with that pressure on that knee, or just use your shoe. So the first option is here. Mookie's going to be on the pillow, foot's completely flat on the ground, using the chair for stability. He's going to go 3 ways, to the right, to the center, and then across. Good. Again, this one's the hard one for him. Good. Second variation to this, if you want to make it a little bit harder and you don't have like a step at home, bring that foot up against the wall and use your toes to just hang there. It'll increase the amount of stretch that goes through.
Instantly feel it.
Yeah, it's a 2-joint muscle, so that quad muscle is going to go ahead and definitely feel it more.
Yeah. Right when I put my foot up, it's not even leaning into it, it already increases the stretch like 10 times.
Good. Center and then across. Yep, it increases that muscle length. It's pulling a little bit more. Good, and this last option, if you have a stair at home, scoot this over in front. Pretend this is the step that you have at home. And go ahead, same thing. Foot's just going to come up here on top.
I'm getting mixed up.
Let's go left foot back here. Okay. So Mookie chose to go switch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So right foot is the one that's being stretched now.
Start out here,
start
right?
with the left.
Yep.
This way. Good. Same thing. The chair's there for stability. And then,
I actually usually do this off a stair at my house all the time.
and then again, 3 to 5 second holds. Do these about 10 to 15 times if you want. And then do them every day if possible. Really open up those quads. May not be the best one to do before a heavy lift because you're going to get some new length in your tissues, but definitely do these when your body's warm. It'll help with the stretch.
All right, guys, so that's a wrap with the homie Paul. I really hope these videos are helping. I want to bring you guys everything I genuinely do, from my meals to my stretches to my workouts. I put it all out there, raw and uncut. This is you guys can use Paul, man. Anybody that's in the OC area, LA area, make a trip out. It's SoCal Elite Sport Physical Therapy, man. I'm telling you, it's if you're in another state, he's setting up telecommunication, so you could telehealth. So if you want to tell them a little bit about that really quick.
SoCal Elite Physical Therapy, we're going to start telehealth. We've already done it with a bunch of our clients. So if you want to get online, 30-minute sessions. Look at how you're moving, your squat, your lunging. Any questions you have about your body, go ahead, comment below or send us an email or DM us. That's SoCal Elite Physical Therapy for Instagram.
Yep. So that's exactly, guys. So use the resources that you have, and that's one thing that I regret that I didn't do a long time ago, was use all the resources in my life. I would have had this issue handled a long time ago. And a lot of times I see people say that, oh man, like I don't have these people in my life, or I don't have access to this. If you're willing to make the effort to find it, you will find it, man. There's PTs everywhere. There's people that are willing to help everywhere. And man, that's why I always say, hit me up in my DM. If you're struggling with your weight loss, if you need any advice, you can hit me up. Paul is an amazing guy, man. Hit him up. He'll help you out. Paul will give you guys diet advice, workouts, everything too. So you guys need to get on that right away, man. I'm telling you, it's the biggest difference for me. But anyway, I'm rambling. I appreciate all the support. If you could please like, comment, and subscribe, turn those post notifications on, and until next time.